with period details that adds authenticity without feeling forced.
Just what you've been waiting for. Movies, TV, music, and more. Follow, subscribe, stay up to date. Episodes drop every other Monday. It's the Matt, watch that. It's the Matt, watch that. It's the Matt, watch that podcast.
Welcome to the Matt Watch That podcast, the place for reviews, rants, and randomness. I'm your host, Matt Seroski, filmmaker, film fan. Each episode, I'm going to watch a movie or TV pilot that I probably should have seen, but never got around to. It could be a recent favorite, critic's choice, or cult classic. To join in on the conversation, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, at Matt Seroski. You can subscribe to my YouTube page where I'll post videos and clips from the show. If you have any opinions on what I've discussed, or suggestions as to what I should see next, use the hashtag MattWatchThat on social. Before we start, we're going to take a look at the movies being released in 2025. Hollywood, once revered as the birthplace of innovation and storytelling, has steadily transformed into an industry dominated by sequels, spin-offs, remakes, and reboots. While these trends have undoubtedly proven financially successful, they have led to a noticeable decline in the production of original movies. The creative hub of the world, long associated with risk-taking and groundbreaking cinematic works, now appears to prioritize profit over originality, making it harder for fresh, unique ideas to break through. We'll start with sequels. I feel like I need an Ace Ventura breath to get through these. Wicked Part 2, 28 years later, Jurassic Park Rebirth, Captain America Brave New World, Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning, Karate Kid Legends, Dirty Dancing 2, Freakier Friday, Bridget Jones Mad About the Boy, Paddington in Peru, Tron Ares, Avatar Fire and Ash, The Bad Guys 2, Return to Silent Hill, The Conjuring Last Rites, Zootopia 2, The SpongeBob Movie Search for SquarePants, Final Destination Bloodlines, and Wake Up the Dead A Knives Out Mystery. Boy, that's a lot of rehashing. But I do have to say, I'm probably looking forward to Zootopia 2. I thought that first movie was great. Really creative, a lot of fun. Karate Kid Legends, definitely looking forward to that. I mean, this creative group has done such a great job with Cobra Kai, and the merging of the original canon with the Jackie Chan Karate Kid really looks interesting. And last is Jurassic Park Rebirth. That might be a working title. But yeah, no matter how much they continue to do the same thing over and over and over again, I'm always up for a dinosaur movie. I just find it funny that the CGI effects back in 1993 for the original movie looks better than any of the other Jurassic Parks they've made since. Then we have the live-action remakes, Snow White, Lilo and Stitch, How to Train Your Dragon. Then we have the niche genre of horror movies based on favorite characters. It started with Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and continues with Popeye the Slayer Man and Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. But out of all these, I'm not really going out of my way. Then we've got some reboots. First is Superman. This one's written and directed by James Gunn. I've been really impressed with the trailers that I've seen. I actually like that DC discovered color. I wonder what those conversations were like. James Gunn coming in, yeah, let's make it the blue and red that you see in the comics. And the DC people are like, are you sure you don't want gray? You know, gray blue, gray red, gray skies. That's kind of our thing. Then we have the Fantastic Four, First Steps. It stars Pedro Pascal and Joseph Quinn. It definitely has a good cast. We'll see what they do. Then we have the Dark Universe from Universal, Frankenstein, Wolfman, and The Bride. Now, my thing about reboots is when you have the definitive version of movies, it's always tough to try and redo them. And the fact is, no matter how many decades go by, the original Frankenstein, Wolfman, and The Bride of Frankenstein are the iconic versions. And unless they pull a rabbit out of a hat, I don't think you can improve on them. Then we have The Running Man. Now, this is another one that we didn't need. The original is great, but this is going to be directed by Edgar Wright, starring Glenn Powell. All right, you've piqued my interest. And last, we have The Naked Gun. This could be sacrilege. I love those movies, and that first one is absolutely perfect. But this is going to star Liam Neeson and Pam Anderson, and it's being produced by Seth MacFarlane, so it has a chance to be all right. And if you've seen Liam Neeson in comedic roles, he's really funny. He usually plays it very straight, and that's what you need for this character. Now, there actually are some original releases this year. Last Breath, a survivalist film with Woody Harrelson. Better Man, the biopic of Robbie Williams, solo artist and former Take That member. Elio, science fiction film from Pixar about aliens. In the Gray, a heist movie from Guy Ritchie with an ensemble cast including Jake Gyllenhaal, Henry Cavill, and Eliza Gonzalez. Animal Friends, a live-action animation hybrid with Ryan Reynolds and Jason Momoa. Sinners, director Ryan Coogler and star Michael B. Jordan continue their collaboration. And Black Bag, Cate Blanchett and Michael Fassbender star in this Steven Soderbergh thriller. Out of those, I'm definitely looking forward to Elio. I love animation. Pixar has dropped the ball in the last few, but I feel like they're gonna right the course with this one. And maybe In the Gray. I'm always up for a good heist movie. So that's what we've got so far. What releases are you looking forward to in 2025? Hit me up on social media with your picks using the hashtag MattWatchThat. On to the main attraction. Each review will end with a ranking out of 5 stars. 1 star is skip it, 2 stars watch at your own risk, 3 stars standard fare, 4 stars worth checking out, and 5 stars must see. Now, if I give a title 5 stars, it doesn't mean I'm comparing it to Casablanca, Jaws, or Seinfeld. I rank titles based on other movies or TV series in that genre and at that time period. On this episode of the podcast, I'll be reviewing Diner from 1982. It was directed by Barry Levinson, who also wrote the screenplay. This was his feature film directorial debut, an impressive one at best, which earned him critical acclaim. He would knock it out of the park with his next effort, The Natural. He solidified his reputation with Rain Man, which won 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director. He continued to enjoy success with films like Good Morning Vietnam and Toys, where he teamed up with Robin Williams, before working with Robert De Niro in the all-star casts of Sleepers and Wag the Dog. His ability to blend humor with deep emotional resonance made him a respected figure in both comedic and dramatic cinema, earning a reputation for his sharp storytelling, deep character exploration, and the ability to create atmospheric films. Diner features a collection of up-and-coming actors who deliver standout performances that helped elevate the film into a beloved classic. Steve Guttenberg portrays Eddie, the soon-to-be-married young man grappling with commitment and his future. Mickey Rourke plays Boogie, the charming yet emotionally distant playboy. Daniel Stern performs as Shrevey, the frustrated married man struggling with his mundane domestic life. Tim Daly acts as Billy, a man struggling to balance his personal desires with the expectations of adulthood. This is also the feature film debut of stand-up Paul Reiser, who transitions to the big screen to portray Modell, the insecure friend and commitment phobe. And Kevin Bacon, hot off a memorable death in Friday the 13th, plays Tim, who tries to navigate relationships and find his own sense of identity. Together, these actors formed a natural, dynamic ensemble, each embodying a distinct facet of male friendship and the transition to adulthood, with their chemistry and nuanced performances serving as the heart of the film. Diner also features Ellen Barkin, Michael Tucker, and Jessica James. This is something to look out for. The diner in the film is a real establishment in Baltimore called the Hampton Diner. It still stands today, though its exterior has changed over time. So let's jump into it. In the summer of 1959, a group of childhood friends reconnect over endless cups of coffee, greasy fries, and deep conversations at their favorite hangout spot, a retro diner in Baltimore. The crew, led by the lovably neurotic and hilarious Eddie, a young man on the verge of marrying his girlfriend. Each of the men is at a different crossroads in life, and dealing with life, love, and the big questions that come with being on the cusp of adulthood. Whether it's the drama of wedding planning, commitment phobia, or navigating their complicated relationships with women, they tackle it all with humor and heart. The diner becomes a symbol of their youth, a place where they can escape their adult responsibilities and reminisce about the past. Here's a quote without context. Do you ever get the feeling that there's something going on that we don't know about? Diner is a charming snapshot of friendship, loyalty, and growing up, wrapped in a blanket of nostalgia, sharp wit, and a whole lot of jukebox tunes. At its core, the film is a character-driven ensemble piece, with each of the protagonists representing different facets of the post-adolescence experience. Its strength lies in the dialogue, some of which was improvised. The conversations in the diner, often trivial on the surface, reveal deeper truths about these men's lives and their relationships with one another. The film masterfully captures the rhythms of friendships that are built on years of shared experiences, yet threatened by the growing distances of time and changing life paths. The diner itself acts as a sanctuary, a place where the characters can temporarily escape their looming responsibilities. Barry Levinson's direction is restrained, allowing the characters and the dialogue to take center stage. The film never feels rushed, it lets each moment breathe, giving the audience time to understand the nuances of each character. The 1950s setting is lovingly recreated by set decorator R. Chris Westland and costume designer Gloria Gresham, with period details that adds authenticity without feeling forced. The soundtrack, full of rock and roll classics, further enhances the film's nostalgic atmosphere. What's remarkable about Diner is how it simultaneously feels like a snapshot of a specific moment in time, while remaining deeply relatable. The film explores universal themes of transition, friendship, and the fear of the future, all with humor and warmth. Now for a little trivial trivia. Paul Reiser would name his company Nuance Productions after the conversation where his character explains his discomfort with the word. Diner was produced and distributed by Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. It was filmed at Fells Point, Garrett Jacobs Mansion, Roland Park Presbyterian Church, and other locations in Baltimore, Maryland. The cinematography was captured by Peter Sova, whose filmography includes comedy Sergeant Bilko, true crime drama Donnie Brasco, and sci-fi thriller Push. It was edited by Stu Linder, who worked on coming-of-age film My Bodyguard, sports flick The Natural, war comedy Good Morning Vietnam, and road trip drama Rain Man. He won an Academy Award for Best Film Editing of Grand Prix. The score was composed by Bruce Brody, best known for co-writing the song Stop for singer Sam Brown, and Ivan Krall, co-writer and guitarist of the Patti Smith Group. The soundtrack featured songs by Bobby Darin, Chuck Berry, Fats Domino, Elvis Presley, and the Fleetwoods. The runtime is 1 hour 50 minutes. It had a budget of $5 million and grossed over $14 million at the box office. It was nominated for 1 Oscar at the 1983 Academy Awards for Best Writing, Screenplay written directly for the screen by Barry Levinson. A television pilot was filmed for CBS in 1983, picking up where the movie left off, but it didn't make it to series. It was adapted into a stage musical with book by Levinson and music by Sheryl Crow. On the Ski Index, I give it 4 out of 5 stars. If you've seen Diner and have opinions on the movie, let me know what you think using the hashtag MattWatchThat. Moving right along, each episode, I'm going to post clips that I think people should watch. It could be movie trailers, music videos, interviews, or something completely random. Search for my YouTube page and there'll be a playlist called Matt Watch That Playback. Waitress is a popular Broadway musical that combines Sarah Bareilles' iconic songwriting and the storytelling prowess of Jessie Nelson. The musical, based on the 2000 film of the same name, written and directed by Adrian Shelley, tells the story of Jenna Hunterson, a small-town waitress at a diner, and talented pie maker stuck in a controlling marriage, who dreams of escaping her life through baking. Waitress opened on Broadway on April 24, 2016, at the Brooks Atkinson Theater. The production received critical acclaim, especially for Bareilles' score, the direction of Diana Paulus, and the performances, particularly Jessie Mueller as Jenna. The show marked a significant moment in Broadway history as it became one of the few Broadway musicals to have a female-led creative team. Bareilles' music was praised for its emotional depth, and Waitress was hailed as a fresh, uplifting addition to Broadway's repertoire. She was initially hesitant, unsure if she could successfully transition from pop music to Broadway. The acclaimed singer-songwriter and musician gained national attention with her 2007 hit Love Song, which was her response to record execs who wanted her to write a love song. Known for her emotive voice, piano-driven compositions, and catchy melodies, Barry Ellis quickly became a recognized name in the music industry with hit singles Gravity, Kind of Anything, Uncharted, and Brave. Barry Ellis had always admired Broadway and had a long-standing interest in musical theater, having grown up listening to shows like Rent, Les Miserables, and The Sound of Music. After learning more about Waitress's themes and connecting to the story's emotional depth, she accepted the challenge. The score blends genres, from the piano ballads that reflect Jenna's emotional struggles, to the more upbeat jazzy songs that explore themes of friendship and new beginnings. Waitress resonates with audiences for its relatable themes, strong female characters, and empowering message about self-discovery and independence. In 2017, Sarah Barry Ellis took on the role of Jenna herself, performing on Broadway for a limited run. So I've selected a couple of clips about the musical and Sarah Barry Ellis. First was her album release party called What's Inside, Songs from Waitress, where she performs them live for an audience. Now, obviously, she's an amazing performer, talented singer-songwriter, strong vocalist, but this concert made me realize how funny she is. Very quirky, sometimes sarcastic, but always lovable. The next clip is a duet between Sarah Barry Ellis and Cyndi Lauper for the Truly Brave music video, where they combine Sarah's hit Brave with Cyndi's hit True Colors into a very uplifting and inspiring mashup. And last is Sarah Barry Ellis and Jessie Mueller performing She Used to Be Mine at the Tony Awards. These clips are all available in the Matt Watch That playback playlist on YouTube. Check it out. Now it's time for the recommendation. Yes, that's the word recommendation with Matt in the middle. I'm going to end each podcast with my own recommendation of a movie or TV series. Today I'm talking about When Harry Met Sally. It tells the story of Harry Burns and Sally Albright, two college graduates who meet while carpooling from Chicago to New York. During their trip, they engage in a lively debate about relationships and the possibility of platonic friendships between men and women. Harry is cynical, believing that men and women can't be friends because sex always gets in the way, while Sally is more optimistic and disagrees with him. Over the years, Harry and Sally cross paths at various points in their lives, each facing their own romantic challenges, including breakups, marriages, and personal growth. Eventually, they realize they have developed deep feelings for each other, but must confront their fears and insecurities about love and commitment before they can fully embrace their relationship. It stars stand-up comedian Billy Crystal and rom-com queen Meg Ryan in the lead roles. Their chemistry is undeniable and a significant reason for the film's success. Their on-screen interactions are both comedic and tender, making their eventual realization of love feel earned and deeply satisfying. One of the film's standout qualities is its sharp, memorable dialogue. Written by Nora Ephron, the script is filled with clever lines, witty exchanges, and poignant moments that elevate it beyond a typical romantic comedy. It offers a nuanced commentary on gender dynamics and relationships. Their contrasting views on friendships between men and women reflects the societal attitudes when the film was released, but also shows how Harry and Sally are able to break down those barriers and form an emotional connection. Rob Reiner's direction creates a seamless balance of comedy and emotion. The pacing of the film allows viewers to grow attached to the characters, making their eventual union feel both inevitable and deeply satisfying. When Harry Met Sally is much more than a typical romantic comedy. It's a thoughtful exploration of love, friendship, and personal growth. That's all for this edition of Matt Watch That. Thanks for listening to me babble. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Matt Seroski. You can subscribe to my YouTube page where I'll post videos and clips from the show. If you have any opinions on what I've discussed, or suggestions as to what movie or TV pilot I should see, use the hashtag MattWatchThat on social. Head over to mattseroski.com for all the latest news and updates, and come back next time for the reviews, rants, and randomness. Daniel Stern performs as Shrivi, the frustrated married man singling. The crew, led by the lovable. I just can't get lovably neurotic out with the way my brain works. It stars stand-up comedian Bill Cosby. Oh, no, it doesn't. That's a completely different story, Matt.